Here we go on pitch one from Pool B. Taipo Dragons versus the Shui Pandas, as we're joined in the commentary box by Hong Kong rugby legend Samantha Fayusi. We're into the women's side of the draw now of the SG Women's Fast 15s. Taipo Dragons on the left side of your screen in the green, and in the all black, the Shui Pandas NL1 teams. Actually, Taipo Dragons also playing up in Prem A, I think, last season.
Yeah, that's right, Boozer. So last year, Taipo Dragons were one of the premiership teams. And the new restructure, they've moved down to the championship this year.
So welcome to all the viewers from around Hong Kong, around the world. This is a closed event, so no spectators, just teams and management, a couple of VIPs. And it's a beautiful day here up at Kings Park for first bit of rugby this season. Great having you with us. Leave some comments for your friends, family, your mates, your sisters, your schoolmates, whoever. I'm sure they'll appreciate your comments.
Yeah, so really good to see rugby kicking off again for the season. Everyone's been waiting.
And these games here in the Pool B, they only play 2 games each. Hong Kong Scottish being the other side in Pool B. They'll play each other once each. There'll be 2 games, and they are 30 minutes straight with a break of a couple of minutes in the middle, halves of 15 minutes, whereas Pool A will just be 20 minutes straight with no break, but they'll get 3 games each. Here come the Dragons then, inching away across halfway. That's a big front-on tackle there.
Referee allows play to continue.
That's a lovely floated ball out there and hits it at pace. It's a cracker.
Yeah, some good rugby played so far. Good to see Taipo Dragons using the width, getting the ball out wide. Shui having a good crack early here.
Okay. Strong bind, pull straight, okay?
As we set up for the first scrum of the season.
Square up, square up. Crouch! Bind! Set!
Great strong scrum there by Shui. Lost control of the ball.
Dragons struggling to get across the gain line. The Pandas line speed, they're coming up at terrific speed and chopping them down. They earn a penalty though, and there's all sorts of screaming. I think they've tapped it. Will the ref show any leniency? No. Tap and go. I think the skipper was saying...
Bit of confusion there.
Yeah, let's kick it down the touchline and get some yards. And it's gone forward. So you expect that sort of thing early on in season, bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, absolutely, Boozer. Team's still trying to work out their plays. But good to see the Taipo Dragons girls tapping and having a go. Unfortunately, didn't just come off. Gives the Shui girls their second scrum of the game.
Crouch.
Let's see if they can capitalize on this.
Set.
Switch back towards the forwards there. Try creating a bit of width out wide. Oh, Good rush defense coming up from Taipo.
Advantage.
It was a big tackle.
Okay. 啱啱插咗落去啊，所以
Pandas win a penalty. That was a couple of good phases there, showing their intent, very positive. Good wide passes. Here we go again. Up to the front row. She just bowls into a Dragon who gets bounced back, gets back to her feet, and they've got the big runners off the ruck here. They're well organised, the Pandas. Got a bit of advantage.
Number 10 offside.
Off they go quickly. The scrum half just smoking into the 22, into the red zone now, piling into the ruck, the Pandas.
Great meters gained there.
They do look keen. They set up a little bit of a working group there. 3 of them pot it forward. Up to the 5 now, very close. That looks like a great steal on her feet, the Dragon. And Taipo there. They let off the pressure with a great steal there, right under the posts.
Yeah, unfortunate for Tin Shui Wai. That was good lead up. Good build up towards the try line. Unfortunately, couldn't finish it off.
Now what do you do here? It's a long way to touch. Do you trundle it up?
Yeah, I think they're limited with their options, Taipo Dragons here. It looks like they're playing a lot of the younger girls and development players as opposed to the ones that from the Premiership last season. But that's what this tournament's for, isn't it? Blooding all the young guns.
Yeah, and as head of women's development, what is it? Rugby women's development or women's rugby development?
Women's rugby development.
Development of women's rugby?
Yes.
One of those.
The development of the game.
So you'd be loving this, seeing this tournament and, you know, teams blooding players and getting some early contact ahead of Premiership start next week.
Yeah, absolutely. That should be the purpose of these type of pre-season tournaments. You know, giving teams the opportunity to play their development players, having a look at their player pool they've got before they finalise the Premiership squad. As we see a line out here coming from Tin Shui Wai, they've had a lot of set piece. And they are really holding themselves against this Taipo Dragons team.
There's no fear, is there? I mean, I just love the front-on stuff, running directly into contact. Flagrant disregard for their own welfare. Same with the young girls as well.
Seem well organised, Tin Shui Wai. They just can't quite crack that gain line.
I was going to say they look very well drilled here. They know what they're doing. They've got a couple of phases up their sleeves. Be interesting to see if they've got any gas out wide, if they can get it through the hands. Just tiring out the Dragons' defences. Another good bit of effort over the ball. Stayed on her feet.
Referee allows play to continue.
Dragons come up quick in an arc and slow that one down. That's good defensive organisation. Again, the Pandas are getting to those rucks in 2s and 3s. Good clearing out. Struggling to get across the gain line now. Here we go. Bit of straightening. Good tackle around the ankles. Still they come, the Pandas. Oh, lovely hands.
Ball.
There's a bit of space
Let's
on
go.
the edge. Winger comes in with a good ball and all tackle.
Oh, it's unfortunate play there, actually. Good use of space. Good to be able to get the ball out to the winger. Unfortunately, doesn't get the right support behind her. And Tin Shui Wai are able to turn that ball over. This time, Tin Shui Wai captain takes control, chooses to kick for the line out as opposed for a quick tap.
Hold the throw. 係咪換咗人啊？哦，好啊，
As the referee calls
冇事嘛？
a stop and play here.
喂，有冇咩敵啊？ 有冇咩定佢哋喺嗰度？hold 住先啊！
And summons the Typo Dragons captain.
攞晒。哇！你扣死咗。好，行慢到要起身啦，行到要起身啦。咩啊？
As there's a break and play here with
就要咯。
a player currently getting treated on the pitch.
起到就要起身啦。
Up here at Kings Park on this glorious day, really good to see rugby being played again.
Yeah. Yeah. No problem. Okay. 起身啦，真係要快啦，開始啦。 好快，企好先，天水圍入嚟啦！好企入嚟。呢度係。企好得，企好。
Dragons trying to break out from their own 22. The tackles keep coming in. Neither team can break the deadlock. Winger finally gets a touch for Typo Dragons.
Step back.
I don't think Dragons have been out of their own half, but they're close to it now. It's a bit of a high shot. Just a bit of a lazy hand coming up, gets away with it. Hats off to the defensive effort of both these sides. There they are, they're finally into the half.
Yeah, very much so, Boozer. We've had games pretty much been played between the 22s, but we've got a breakout here. Unfortunately, Typo couldn't get the ball out wide. However, ref calls a penalty with them still keeping possession.
She's quite warm out there and they'll be feeling this. They are coming up close to half time. It's been pretty open play. So not only getting some contact in, but also blowing out the lungs, feeling the burn. And it's quite warm for an autumn's day, especially off that pitch. You've got another few degrees coming up off the rubber. It's not out though.
Knocked forward, I believe, by the Shui player. Which gives Typo Dragons the line out just before they're at 22. As the Typo hooker shapes for a throw, great lift, good win of the ball, and once again, hard direct running up through the middle. With forwards folding around, getting that ball out wide. This seems to be the go-to play here. Good leg drive coming in there from the forwards. Bit of space out here on the left. However, the backs just can't quite string the ball together. Great break coming out here.
企得步。呢位彈呢位。
As the Typo Dragons girls continue to trundle forward, keeping the ball in tight. As the fly half organizes her back line, there's a bit of space out here. Winnie gets to distribute the ball out wide. Good footwork coming in from the winger.
Tackled!
Once again, organized defense coming in from Shui, making it very hard for the Typo girls.
Take a step out, take a step.
As the hooter sounds just before the half. This seems to be the last bit of play we can have.
Offside 20.
Good ball out wide. Great ball out wide to the winger. Let's see. Excellent cover tackle coming in there from Shui Pandas.
Let go! Still playing advantage for offside. Offside.
Typo have done very well there to string together almost 20 phases as the referee awards a penalty.
20號，20號 offside 啊！
Attempt a quick tap, however, slows the ball down as the Pandas were not back 10. As Typo choose to take a line out. I'm sure they'd be trying to get some points just before the half.
One more play. All right, time on.
Great throw coming in there from Winnie, their hooker. Centre sees a bit of space, chooses to go around.
Well into injury time there, overtime the first half, and they finally get within striking distance and they strike. Typo Dragons with a bit of an individual effort there, just with the gas to get around a couple of players. And that's patient work, isn't it? Work their way 100 metres down the field and get one on the hooter.
Absolutely, they'll be very pleased with that. Good patient build-up, finishing with the try in the corner.
So what's the schedule now? We've got the Women's Premiership kicking off next weekend. How about the other leagues after that?
Yeah, so the Women's Premiership kicks off on the November 7th, and then we're looking at kicking off the other women's leagues, the National League 1 and the National League 2 on the first week of December. As I said earlier, Booz, it's good to get a bit of rugby going. You know, all these teams have been patiently building up over the past 9-10 months. What a day for it.
What's the coach holding up there? Is that as a visor, or is that some instructions? I was up here yesterday doing a bit of setup and kicked the ball around with my daughter, and it was very hot indeed. Probably up around 27, 28 degrees. And then a couple of degrees off the pitch, so it is warm. But you wouldn't know it. Look how calm and collected those players look. I'd be on my haunches taking in big ones, but super fit. All these teams, men's, women's, I know a lot of pre-season training has been going a lot more than usual. Strength and conditioning, getting the body ready for contact. We haven't been allowed on the pitches a lot until recently, so teams had to be creative, set up fitness challenges amongst themselves, and I've been observing these within the Valley Club, men and women.
15 seconds. Typo.
Yeah, the build up to the season's certainly been an interesting one, Boozer, with, as you said, teams having to be creative with how they can train and play. There's been a lot of restrictions in terms of numbers on the pitch. However, the teams have managed to do so. And it seems if they're all pretty much well prepared for the season to begin. As we shape up here for the start of the second half of the first game of the Society Generale Women's Fast 15s. We've got Typo Dragons leading Shui Pandas 7-0. Shui will be pleased with their first half performance, putting in strong defense up against Typo, holding them off just before the end of the first half. As Typo once again look to build up the phases. Good shift ball out there to the Typo Dragons center. However, not enough support. Excellent jackal taken there by the Pandas. Quick tap. As the forwards trundle that ball up, trying to draw on a few more players. She works out her options, chooses to go herself. And there's once again another steal, I believe. And very much so. As Typo Dragons steal the ball. No advantage there, so referee gives the penalty to the Typo Dragon ladies. Great 30-meter kick there from the Typo Dragons fly half, giving them the line out just on the halfway line. Change up in hooker here. However, still successful as the Dragons win their own line out. Just losing a bit of territory here. The backs not able to string some phases together. A forward's nightmare. Scrum here to the Pandas with a nice deep line set.
Same tunnel. Reset.
Bit of pressure coming here from the Dragons at the scrum.
Crouch. Bind. Sit. Steady. Hold.
Once again, pressure coming in here from the Dragons at the scrum area. However, Pandas win that ball. They choose to go to the blind. Some good weaving running there by the winger.
Roll, Green! Good!
Good retention of the ball. Great pick and go forward. Excellent meters gain. Pandas hoping to get something out of this. They're a couple of meters away from the try line. They pick the ball up and just get pushed out in that corner. Great play coming in here from the Pandas. However, Dragons just too strong in the defense there.
呢度，新姐如果佢響咗安同我講啊，聽唔知。呢度，入啲。OK，等陣先，快啲。
Just remind our viewers of the next game coming up. We've got a Pool A fixture with the Premiership teams. We've got Gaiwu Ladies against Hong Kong Football Club. That will be the next game coming up after this.
Just to remind everyone, there is a free bar next to the pavilion. Help yourself, Koza. Kozel. So feel free to pour yourself drinks. Stay hydrated.
Unfortunately, due to the situation with the COVID, we've had to limit the amount of spectators coming up to the game. So there's actually no spectators allowed into this pitch. However, we're fortunate enough to be able to have this live feed for those to be able to watch from home. As we get back to the game here, Taipo Dragons trying to work it out of their own half. Pandas certainly want to be putting pressure on them on here. Once again, picking and going. Trying to create a bit of space for that kick downtown. Good chase coming up here from the winger who was perhaps offside. Too fast for her own feet. As the Pandas awarded a penalty a couple of meters from their own try line. Choosing for the tap and go. What a confident run here. The Dragons not coming off their own try line, however, holding that ball up. Giving the Pandas 5-meter scrum.
On the line, please. Crouch! Fine! Set!
Pandas will be hoping to get something away from here
Great camera shot.
as they look to play that ball out back. Good rush defense coming in here from the Dragons.
Offside advantage. No more advantage.
As the referee once again awards another penalty. Shui Pandas with another quick tap. Dragons aren't coming off their line enough. As the Pandas look to build up these pick and goes just slightly high. But however, gets it out to the backs and scores a try. Boozer, what do you think?
That's fantastic. Good patient work. Very well organised there at each of those rucks, and they've been rewarded with some really hard work finally and they do look really well organised, these Tin Shui Y Pandas. It's great to see. Can they nudge over the conversion?
Yeah, very much so, Boozer. You know, it's actually, you know, having a Tin Shui Y fixture against the likes of Taipo who've never played, you know, and this is the opportunity these type of tournaments bring, right? Giving teams the opportunity to crack at other teams that they perhaps might not meet during the league. And I'm sure the Pandas will be very pleased with this.
Yeah, and smiles all round, and rightly so. That was a great try. The kick was just away, so it's 7 points to 5. But we've both been here a long time in Hong Kong, haven't we? You know, I've been here 24 years, and I've really enjoyed watching how women's rugby's developed, not just here, but in Asia in general. I've been commentating on the Asian 7 Series, and over the space of about 5 years, the investment in women's rugby, you can really see it paying off now. The quality of the rugby, the professionalism, it's all gone up, and I love seeing, you know, even the younger girls, you know, getting involved. My girls both play rugby at under 10 level as well. It's a real groundswell for rugby in the region, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, Boozer. It really is. It's certainly been growing over the past 10 years with a lot of momentum put into the women's game over the past 3-4 years. You know, there's the Women's World Cup coming up next year. All that will help build the profile of the game. But particularly in Hong Kong, it's really good to get these local clubs. A lot of women playing with these local clubs outside in the likes of Taipo and Tin Shui Y, away off the island.
So we're into overtime now. So Pandas trailing by 2. They look down the field. They see 60 metres of turf in front of them. They're going to give it a good crack, though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Take a step.
Pandas will fight their way back down into the Taipo half.
Giving it some real width here.
Backwards.
That last pass was under pressure, and enough pressure just to make it difficult. They have to start again. Oh, it's been stolen though, illegally.
Ruck form. Hands.
A couple more minutes remaining in the game. With the Pandas setting up for a line out off that penalty.
好大步企定就得啦。OK。記住個 gap。好啲再入嚟。好嘛喺度啊？企定得，企定得。
As just a reminder to the viewers, the next game we have coming up is a Pool A fixture against Gaiwu Ladies and the Hong Kong Football Club. As Taipo Dragons disrupt the Pandas line out here. However, possession regained. Referee calls for a scrum as the hooter sounds.
That is full time. Final score, Taipo 7, Tin Shui Y 5.
Wonderful game, very impressive early season, both those sides, getting the ball through the hands, looking both of them very well organised. A lot of preparation's gone into this, obviously, but it's the Taipo Dragons that edge out Tin Shui Y Pandas by 7 points to 5.
Yes, great start to this tournament here, Boozer. Good to see the girls blowing slightly